Hello everybody, welcome to the channel once again, and today we're gonna have a very special video because we are going to be watching and analyzing the gameplay of two of the best Marvel Tōkon players in the world. And specifically, this is very unknown footage because it is from Japanese players, and it is Goichi, which is a legendary fighting game player that has been the world champion of multiple games, including a title like Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is from the same company than Marvel Tōkon. And at the same time, from what I understand, the opponent of Goichi, which is kind of like the player that actually shines a lot in this VOD, is one of the developers behind the game. So there's gonna be a lot of crazy highlights and super high level footage to watch and analyze. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the Marvel Tōkon content. And now let's go directly into the crazy matches. Okay, so let's take a look at the crazy gameplay. I moved my camera and made it smaller so I don't bother when I'm spectating and analyzing what's going on. And also, the visual quality is not gonna be the best because this is a VOD from Goichi's Twitch channel. So be sure to, support Goichi, check out the original footage if you don't want my commentary on it. But it's not gonna be the best, resolution. But it's still cool to watch. That was kind of like a nice combo, but nothing too crazy yet. Okay. Oh, it's getting crazier already. He's doing different stuff with the web swing, actually, to extend the combos. And he did a lot of damage with no meter. And the overhead. He's abusing the overhead with Spider-Man. The Spider-Man player, for what I understand, is the developer. And Goichi's on Ms. Marvel. So, from what I understand, this is crazy, okay? At some point, it gets absolutely insane. Ooh, double EX move. Okay. He did double EX into active tag to Wolverine. Okay, yeah, this guy is good. He's using all the active tag possible. And he recovered so much meter and did over 50% damage. Dude, that was insane. Yeah, this is high level gameplay, man. We're seeing a lot of active tag, extension for combos, for pressure. This is how you're gonna see this game evolve over time. It's gonna be like this. Oh, the Iron Man pressure. Okay, nice. Double perfect, by the way. They're going nuts already. This guy that is playing Spider-Man, Iron Man, probably has some of the most insane clips ever if he is actually a developer. That was a very stupid wall break, I'm not gonna lie. He tried to cross up with the web swing and an assist. Okay, Goichi gets a combo. Oh, he actually whiffs the combo, okay. Ooh, okay, he does the web swing vertically and then makes it safe with the assist. I didn't think that Iron Man's pressure would be so good in the air because of that projectile. He's using a lot of EX moves with Spider-Man to extend combos very early. I guess that allows you to do very high damage combos without doing supers, which is what I think is gonna happen with this game. Okay, overhead from the web swing into double EX again, yeah. Maybe that's gonna be the meta of the combo routing, just active tagging and using double EX early in the combos. Oh, dude, the projectile pressure from Iron Man looks really nice. Oh, he tried to do EX overhead with Ms. Marvel and just got, armored through with the system mechanic. That was really fast. I feel like this game is gonna be kind of crazy in terms of how fast every match is going to be. I'm trying to not to pause, all the gameplay all the time. Maybe we can pause everything later. Nice, down heavy. One of the best anti-air, universal anti-airs in a fighting game in a while. That was a really cool extension also. Man, that overhead with Spider-Man, that charge heavy. Ooh, wow. Again, double EX early in the combos. Look at the combo bar. It's not even that close to finishing. That was, and the setup with the bomb. The setup with the web bomb and another perfect. My god, this guy is cooking. This person has to be a developer. They know so much about the game. Wow, anti-air, web grab into Wolverine active tag combo. Then Iron Man goes in, EX dash into flight cancel. What the fuck? What? That was insane. Dude, and the down heavy anti-air. Another perfect. Okay, the Iron Man combos are looking insane, actually, with all the flight cancels. Okay, Goichi gets a hit, Goichi saves, himself from the perfect. Level 1, yep. There's still a lot of damage from Goichi with a relatively simple combo. because he's probably just learned in the game, right? Oh, wait, he tried to do like missiles into active tag, but he got clipped. So maybe it's not that safe to do setups like that with your characters, even if you active tag, which is good to know. He goes for the overhead again. Wait, is that overhead plus? Or did Goichi just don't press anything? We have to do another watch of all of this by pausing because, oh my god, the re-jump combo. What? And then he actually can get a medium in the air after all that sequence. Blocks the overhead. But he does that EX low. Yeah, that's the 50-50 integrated mix-up that Spider-Man is going to have. And then Wolverine extension, but he dropped the combo. Yeah, active tag pressure. Missiles into flight cancel for pressure. And then, oh, he does regular projectile into missiles again, into trying to grab, but Goichi takes it. Iron Man is going to have some crazy pressure because of all those flight cancels. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a full combo, yeah. Nice extension as well. And then the wall transition. And he has the Tōkon assemble, yeah. He tried to do the super, I guess. Okay, EX like neutral skip into flight cancel, but he drops the combo. I think Goichi's going to get this round. He's at least going to get one, right? I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. Oh, he did EXDP trying to anti-air. No. Nice, nice. Goichi gets the round. But I have to say, like, when you look at the tech level, you know how the guy that is called Tōkon player, which is probably a dev, like we said before, is doing much crazier stuff than Goichi because it's somebody that probably just has more time with the game. And since it is Japanese players, there is a higher chance that you're going to find maybe someone online that has insane tech, and they are like either developers or testers for the game. He did a wake-up beam. That's kind of nuts. Okay, the Wolverine extension with multiple like dive kick style moves. And then active tag with Spider-Man into the wall transition. Very high damage as well, without many resources. My god, that EX low is going to be a problem. You're going to have to react to 50-50 against Spider-Man like every single time you play against him, maybe. Oh, the Iron Man combo. Beam into multiple flight cancels over and over into level 3 super. That actually looked nuts. I love that KO screen from the level 3 super. That's it, right? Because it's first to 2 online. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's actually go back and take a look at the gameplay with pauses and all of that because it's kind of nuts. Okay, so now let's look at the gameplay again, but pause on the parts that are new or something that, you know, we haven't seen before. At the start, there's already a combo that is like new tech for Spider-Man that I haven't seen. Like, he does the overhead, which is very normal, but here, you know, he does web swing into the web swing follow-up, and it doesn't cost like a wall transition, and then there's actually enough hit stun to do like medium in the air into the DP move. So that's a combo with Spider-Man that is new. I have never seen that before. Then he does web swing again, right? Then he does diagonal web swing DP to get the wall stick. That's normal. Like, nothing too crazy. And that end, there's just a vertical, you know, what is it called? The vertical web swing. That's also regular, like nothing too crazy. So I think that there's going to be a lot of clips, you know, that we need to pause because there's new tech, but also they're using stuff that other players were already doing. Here, another overhead from the web swing. That's new, for example, right? That he does, like, double EX. Like, he does double EX in the combo. And if you look at the combo meter, because he does EX air fireball here, and the combo meter, when you do EX moves, it doesn't go up at all. Right? It just stays the same. So he does this, EX air fireball, sorry. And then EX, like, I think this is his DP move, EX DP. So he does a ton of damage with 50 meter, and he's not, you know, making the combo meter go up at all. So this is probably maybe going to be a way to make high damage combos without using that many resources, because you can do 2 early EX moves like he does here, and then you do the entire combo. There's already all this chunk of damage, and you have the full combo meter to keep going, right? And the other thing is that you do recover a lot of the meter that you use. So that might be a way to do like the most, you know, possible optimal combos with your character. Let me actually look, because since it's Twitch, it's kind of hard to go back. So yeah, double EX, web swing, then regular extension, nothing too crazy. And then he does active tag into Wolverine DP, then Wolverine dive kick, which is kind of like normal for Wolverine's combos. And then he does a move that gives Wolverine his install or like rage or whatever. But then he takes Wolverine out and calls Iron Man. And with Iron Man, he does pretty regular stuff, just some, flight cancels. Look at the damage from this combo. He only did 2 EX moves, and he did active tag twice, right? Look at this. This is 60% damage, at least 50, right? Because there's this small part that was taken before. And he didn't even use that many resources, man. There's going to be very high damage combos in this game if you're willing to active tag, to actually, use your entire team. And then it's just some crazy interactions, right? And the air pressure, yeah, the pressure in the air with Iron Man's projectiles. That's very interesting because it allows you to keep people in the corner and trying to like zone them out of that specific like short space. Is there anything else here? So nothing too crazy, that random, just wall transition because Ms. Marvel has crazy like long range attacks. This one is very interesting. Look at this. So he uses the web swing, right? To kind of like get an opportunity to do a cross-up in the neutral because he's just trying to get, what can we call it? Like his turn in the neutral. There is first the random, right, wall transition. Just let's go over that. I'm sorry that it takes time, but going back on Twitch is a bit uncomfortable. So look at this. He does like the web swing in the air, goes to the other side, and does air fireball. And also he called Ghost Rider to actually try and cross him up. Maybe he's actually getting saved by the cross-up protection of the game because he is technically getting crossed up by Ghost Rider. Spider-Man is doing air fireball, and then he calls Iron Man Lariat Assist to actually make it safe, and Ms. Marvel actually gets hit, but he doesn't get the full combo. If he actually active tags there into Iron Man, he could have gotten a full combo. So that's a pretty interesting way of playing neutral with Spider-Man, like using your movement to get cross-ups from different like ranges on the screen. That's also a very interesting thing right there. Wait. That's also very, very cool because he does like the vertical web swing downwards, but this is probably not safe. Like people can just anti-air this with down heavy, but he calls Iron Man to make it safe, and then he gets an opportunity to run the offense and does the overhead into, tag for Iron Man to get the combo. And then he tries to do again this air pressure with projectiles, beam into active tag, then he drops the combo. But he tried to do like a re-jump style combo with the EXDP. Then Goichi's just doing like very normal BMBs because he probably knows much less about the game than this guy. Double EX again. Double EX again. Okay. That's also very interesting. So let's take a look at that very quickly. So he does a double EX combo, but what is interesting is that he kind of uses it to pick people up, to extend the combo without leaving the air. Without going into the air, my bad. So he does this random thing. He gets hit by the overhead from the web swing. Then he does web swing into normal, and he does EX air fireball, EXDP, just like before. He did the same thing at the start. Then he does air fireball normal, the regular one, and does then down heavy into like calling people down with the web swing, right? Or the web grab. And then he calls Iron Man, the Lariat Assist, but he actually does a projectile while he's active tagging, since there is time to do a move while the active tag is happening. Like Spider-Man right there is doing his web like projectile, and then Iron Man goes in and he does like charge heavy into projectile into flight cancel. And then the same in the air, like double big normal to get the charge version of the normal into dive kick. And then you can actually extend that with another assist, but he drops the combo. And then the air pressure again from all the projectiles with Iron Man. And then, yeah, he gets hit by the armor, like, system mechanic that the game has. Yeah. And then there's another fight. Wait. There's another one. Down heavy. Regular anti-air combo. Nothing too crazy. DP extension from the anti-air because you have, like, the ground bounce. And then wall transition. Web swing into mix-up because he's not anti-airing the web swing. So what happens is that like you can actually stop Spider-Man from getting this crazy web swing pressure, because here you can technically down heavy, from what I understand. And if he's doing like the follow-up or one normal, you do anti-air him. And here he does like the most basic Spider-Man pressure, which is heavy into the follow-up of the heavy, which is an overhead. And then calls Wolverine to extend the combo. And he does medium down heavy, EX air fireball, into down heavy in the ground. Like he gets, if you do EX air fireball with Spider-Man, it seems that you have time to go back to the ground and get rejump combos. Into EXDP, into a normal, and then he waits to get to the ground and do the air grab with the webs. Oh no, he actually does a web swing to go back into the air, my bad. And then does DP to hit the wall stick, into another DP, into medium down heavy, and then he lefts that, you know, like web bomb there, but he could have kept the combo going. Like, he could have killed Goichi here with that combo. And he did how much damage with all of those moves? Let me go back. Oh, wait. I hate going back on Twitch. I'm bad. It's so bad. How much damage? He did 2 EX moves. Look at this. It's a lot of damage. It's almost like a solo combo. He didn't call that many assists or active tag. And he drops the combo there to get like this setup with the web bomb. And then he can keep the pressure. That's another overhead. And Goichi gets open up. Dude. There is crazy tech in this video. There is a lot of crazy stuff. Anti-air. That's crazy that you can do anti-air like web grab. And then he does the extension. That's actually a relatively like normal combo with Wolverine. It's something that a lot of people were doing with the character that tried to play him. That you do like your like normals into your DP style attack. And this actually has a lot of hit stun. So you can do your dive kick. And that also gives you a ground bounce. And then he does one of the moves that give him the like the install or the rage. And then he tags into Iron Man. And with Iron Man, he does EX, like tackle, into flight cancel. And then he does a one normal, I think that's forward heavy, into medium DP from the ground. And then medium DP gives you time to do combos. Then he does another extension with normals into another flight cancel, into the charge forward heavy, into the dive kick, into the assist, and ends the combo. And it's 50% damage with almost barely any resources. And then the down heavy or the anti-air combo with another EX tackle and medium DP, but he drops the combo. Then just the regular like Goichi combo route. Yeah. You can see the difference though. Like Goichi's doing very basic combos, like super basic with normals and stuff like that, because he always has less time with the game than the developer. And the damage is significantly less. Like he's using a super and he's doing less than 50%. And this guy has been doing combos with 50 meter, which is the same as supers, but with 2 EX moves and active tagging, and he gets 60 to 70%. So this will be like a very high damage game. It's gonna be hard to stop it from, you know, that happening. But it's a very fast-paced game, and there's a lot of rounds, so it's not really a problem, because it's not gonna feel like the game is, you know, very one-sided, even if there's a lot of damage, because you constantly play again and again. So I don't think it's gonna be a problem, to be honest. Okay. Oh, wait, that was a rejump combo without meter. He actually did rejumps without any meter. So he does diagonal web swing into, I think that is either heavy or medium in the air. I think it is heavy, and then he just drops. Like he lets himself go down, presses another normal, gets to the ground and does down heavy, and gets a rejump combo route. And then the same extension from before at the start. Blocks the overhead, but then gets hit by the EX. Yeah, here he gets opened up by the EX special move. This combo's also crazy, but he drops it. Like, that combo's also great, but he drops it at the end with Wolverine. So this is going to be one of the strongest things about Spider-Man, that you're going to be in this situation, and it's like, is he going to do the overhead, or is he going to do EX low? And from EX low, you get a full combo. Like, full combo route. Yeah, dude. And then here he could have keep going with Wolverine, but he drops it. He tried to do the dive kick probably, and he didn't get the right height. Then pressure just with active tag and strengths. The fact that you can do, like, that's going to be something really strong about Iron Man, that you can, like, fake your offense, because he's actually doing... Wait, let me go back. He's doing his unique, which is this, right? That, like, multi-hit missile thing. But then he does this. You can cancel it into another special move, but he's doing the other version of the missiles that are, like, set up for pressure instead of doing a beam, which allows him to extend his pressure again. So that's going to be really strong about Iron Man, that he can bluff a lot on offense with those missile setups. Okay, yeah, that's a bit better combo by Goichi, because he did an EX move in between. And he does get a decent chunk of damage with one EX move. There he whiffs like another super. That's happening a lot, actually. He tried to do a similar combo from before with Iron Man, but he dropped it. Like, there's going to be very actually technical combos in this game with all those re-jumps and flight cancels with Iron Man. Like, he's going to be a relatively high-level character if you know how to optimize what he does. Like, Iron Man is going to be one of the most interesting characters in this game, especially the first couple of months with all the tech that people are going to develop. I'm for sure going to play some Iron Man because he's really fun and very deep as a character. Super, super interesting. That EX DP, by the way, that he does with Iron Man, that move is not a real DP, okay? When you see Iron Man, like, fly super fast to the sky, from what I understand, this is not a real reversal. Like, it's not invulnerable, but it is one of the best anti-airs in the game, because if you hit somebody with this as an anti-air, you get a full combo. You can get an entire combo from that. Then, yeah, just regular lariat combos. That's like beta 1 combos. Beam into assist active tag. EX DP, extension from the air. Dive kick, yep. That's Wolverine, baby. We don't need to pause that. I've seen it times before, you know. It's not something super new. Wolverine has very swaggy combos, actually. He gets hit by the EX low again. I want to really, really put emphasis on this, because take a look at this combo again. If we go ahead and look at the Spider-Man combo, right? He opens up Goichi with the EX low, and he does the EX DP low into EX air fireball. And look at that chunk of damage. You know, that is like 20% of damage from your health bar. And look at the combo meter. 0. It is literally like you haven't hit the opponent. So I feel like that is going to be the meta of this game, at least at the start. If you want to optimize your combos the best that you can, you do your EX moves early to get that chunk of damage, and then you extend the combos, but because the meter is so low. For like the combo meter, I mean. Then he does down heavy, into the grab, into assist, into projectile from Spider-Man while Iron Man is there, into active tag. And then he does like normals, into beam, into flight cancel, into more of the same, but into the dive kick in the air as well. And more flight cancels. And then he does beam into... Okay, he did like multiple times the same thing, like doing essentially the charged normals in the air, the charged heavies into the dive kick. He does it multiple times thanks to the assist, and then he ends the combo in level 3. But like, if you look at Ms. Marvel's health bar, he didn't even need to level 3. He could have done a level 1 super. She has very low health. So you can do this amount of damage with a couple of EX moves and a level 1 super. And you're going to have 60 meter left from what he has now. Now he has 10. So, dude, this game is going to be saucy. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff. Well, thank you for watching. It was very exciting to watch this because it is super high level gameplay, especially from the guy that was adept, from what I understand. Goichi got kind of like destroyed, but don't worry, you're going to see Goichi go nuts in this game later when he actually has time to lab and learn. That's going to happen 100%. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and see you on the next Marvel Tōkon video. Take care.